Good evening, family. Your welding coach, Black Phoenix, checking in, and today I wanted to have a small discussion on gas Flux-core and self-shield Flux-core. Two different processes. The dual shield is what they like to call it because it got two different shields in it. Normally, this is used on heavy steel. So when you're using gas on Flux-core, normally it's used on heavy steel products when there's a lot of fabrication. Now, this self-shielded Flux-core is normally used in the field outside when you don't want to carry bottles around, and it still gives good penetration, but it's not as in-depth penetration as the dual shield. Someone asked me, inboxed me and said, what's the difference? Why are you welding with gas with Flux-core? Don't Flux-core need it without gas? And that's true, but it's two different processes to the Flux-core. So for those who are starting or practicing and they went and got some Flux-core wire to self-shield, you don't want to use gas on self-shield Flux-core. You want to use it on the dual shield because it really is not serving any purpose. And the main thing behind it too, when you're using the self-shield wire, you have to change the polarities. You're going to have to go from negative to positive and positive to negative. Now that's a big difference when you're using the gas Flux-core. You can keep it hooked up the standard way and it'll still burn good penetration. You see a lot of people using this out in the field when, you know, if it's some structural welds to be made and they do have an allowance on the performance or how the weld look, the appearance of the weld tends to look a little different than if you got gas. So the main difference is, family, you have to change the polarities when you're using the one without gas, and you get deeper penetration when you use the one with gas. Now in this program, we teach Flux-core in 4 different positions, but we test you with 2. And we do dual shield because that's what most heavy fabrication shops use, dual shield Flux-core. Now, they got 2 different types of gas. You can use 75-25, which actually looks a lot better, or you can use 100% carbon dioxide gas, and they use that as well in shops. But it all depends on what you're fabricating and how you want the weld appearance to look when you get done. But in the field, if you're doing a lot of repairs and stuff like this, self-shield Flux-core is great. You can actually get up to, on a small unit like a handheld unit or a 120 unit, you know, 120 volts, normally you can get to about 5/16 of one pass with this self-shielded wire. Or you can get, you know, multiple passes, you can end up doing, you know, bigger weld gaps. But using this gas wire is actually used for heavy duty fabrication. So if you're not going to be doing heavy duty fabrication, the Flux-core with gas is kind of, you know, a little overkill for you. You can actually use the regular MIG wire. And the regular MIG wire looks a lot different. Here goes some here just to show you. It's more of a shiny gold tint. So the regular MIG wire is going to have a shiny gold tint versus the Flux-core wire, which I got some in here. Here. This is the Flux-core wire, but you can't really see it. And here goes some Flux-core wire. This is Flux-core. And that's 70, it's called ARC 71. So the main difference is it's going to have more of a nickel coated with the Flux-core with gas, and then you see with the regular MIG wire is more of a golden type color, copper type color with the MIG wire, with the regular MIG. And with the regular MIG wire, you don't get as deeper penetration. But a lot of fabrication shops, as far as ornamental shops, shops that build gates and things that don't actually need a lot of penetration, that MIG wire process is great. But the need for the Flux-core is for the heavy steel. The heavy steel fabrication shops that's doing I-beams and beams and thick pipe, they tend to use the Flux-core with gas on that as well when they're using on a thick pipe. So it all depends on what you're welding on. But I do want to tell you the main difference is you have to change the polarities. One is for heavy steel, one is for light steel repairs and stuff like this. Great for repairs and those who are working on trucks, vehicles, doing different little small fabrication in the field. This is good because you don't have to have the bottle running around with you. We have some big bottles back here behind me, and these are 75-25 in argon. So we use the argon when it comes to the TIG and straight TIGging. But with this mix in this self-shield, in this dual shield, it's 75 argon and 25 carbon dioxide. So it makes the weld look a lot smoother and cleaner. So that's the main difference, family. I just wanted to stop and give y'all a brief update on it because I had some people inbox me and ask me about it. And I'm gonna be honest with you, when it comes to welding, if you have a question, just ask the question. To me, there's no stupid question. I can give you a stupid answer, but if you got a sincere question and you don't know, family, it's okay to just say, hey, I don't know how this works, how does this work? And I do my best to give the information to you as plain as I can, so that way you can help with your process and picking on what you want to do in the field. Now, I will say this, both of these are used in the field. Same technique, same process, but you have to switch a couple things up, but you weld it the same way. So just want to give you a small update and just say, hey, if you're welding with Flux-core with gas, you're probably working on some heavy duty stuff. Without gas, repairs and installs and things like that, it'd be great because you can go in, you can weld some hinges on or whatever and still get a strong weld with this inner shield Flux-core. That's all I got for y'all. Y'all be blessed. All gone.